I work in tech, I write code, I build systems. I've spent years around AI before it was trendy, before it was in everything, before it became unavoidable. And I want to talk about something you're probably feeling but haven't heard named yet. I call it AI rage. It's that moment when you ask an AI tool to do something simple and it confidently gives you the wrong answer. Not just wrong, but convincingly wrong. And you think, wait, is it me? You try again, you rephrase, you simplify, you get more specific. And somehow it still misses the point. Or worse, it fabricates something entirely, a fake citation, a made-up fact, code that looks right but breaks everything. And now you're not just frustrated, you're angry. From a programmer's perspective, this is predictable. Most modern AI systems aren't thinking. They're predicting based on patterns in data. They optimize for plausibility, not truth. So when people treat them like reliable authorities, there's a mismatch. Your expectation is intelligence. The reality is statistical guesswork dressed up as certainty. And that gap, that's where AI rage starts. It's not just frustration with a tool, it's psychological. When something presents itself as intelligent, you instinctively trust it more than you should. So when it fails, your brain doesn't process it like a broken hammer, it processes it like a broken mind. And that feels unsettling. Over time, repeated failures create a pattern. You start second-guessing yourself. You waste time verifying everything. You feel like you're arguing with something that shouldn't need arguing. And eventually that frustration turns into something heavier, not just anger, hopelessness. Especially when AI isn't optional anymore. It's in your search engine, your email, your software, your phone. It's being integrated into workflows whether you asked for it or not. And when every interaction carries the risk of error, hallucination, or subtle misinformation, you don't just lose trust in the tool, you start losing confidence in the entire system around you. Inside the industry, we know these limitations exist. We even have names for them such as hallucinations, alignment issues, or probabilistic drift. But those terms sanitize the experience. They don't capture what it feels like on the user side. From the outside, it doesn't feel like a technical limitation. It feels like deception. Not intentional deception, but functionally it's close enough. And that's where the anger sharpens. People aren't just frustrated with mistakes. They're frustrated with confidence without accountability. The push to integrate AI everywhere isn't slowing down. From a business standpoint, it's efficient, scalable, and profitable. But psychologically, we're still adapting. We're being asked to interact with systems that simulate intelligence but don't actually understand. And that creates friction at a very human level. So if you've felt that flash of anger, that exhaustion, that sense of why am I fighting this thing, you're not imagining it. There's a real cognitive dissonance happening. And until the technology or the expectations become more honest, AI rage is probably going to get worse before it gets better. And if you work in tech like I do, you might want to start paying attention to that, because this isn't just a usability issue anymore, it's a human one. And this doesn't just hurt users, it hurts the companies pushing AI into everything. Because once consumers feel like the system is lying to them, they stop seeing AI as a helpful feature and start seeing it as corporate pressure. That's a dangerous shift for companies like Microsoft and Google because their entire AI strategy depends on people trusting the output enough to keep using it. The moment users feel tricked, misled, or forced into AI they didn't ask for, trust starts to collapse. And when trust collapses, adoption slows, product loyalty drops, and every bad AI answer becomes a brand problem, not just a technical one. And there's a bigger question underneath all of this. What happens to the economy if the AI story stops holding up? Right now, a huge amount of market optimism is riding on the idea that AI will transform productivity, profits, and growth at scale. That belief has helped drive massive spending by the biggest tech companies, and in turn it has helped fuel investor enthusiasm across the market. But if people keep discovering that the results are unreliable, overstated, or simply not living up to the hype, then the AI narrative starts to weaken. And when that happens, it is not just a product issue anymore. It becomes a valuation issue, a confidence issue, and eventually a broader economic issue. So the question is not just whether AI works. The question is what happens when enough people decide it was oversold all along